This week on Metro Cafe, we visit a PR firm in LA and find out what a celebrity publicist does. We do a little sampling and tell you everything you wanted to know about Scotch whiskey. Justine Priestley cooks up a storm with the chef at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Cape Breton fiddling sensation Ashley MacIsaac drops in for a chat. We also sneak backstage and hang out with members of Barenaked Ladies. And from Showboat, we introduce you to actors George Grizzard and Cloris Leachman.
Behind every big star is a high-powered publicist who shapes their public image and propels their career to celebrity status. This is Sutton Saltzman, a long-standing publicity firm in the heart of Hollywood. Kim Jones has been with the company for 6 years. She's done it all. So Kim, you're a publicist. What does that word even mean?
Basically, you're taking somebody, either well-known or not known, and presenting them to the public in a positive way.
Is it mostly just to get their name out there so they're just more well-known, or is it also sometimes to take someone's image and change it around? Say they've been on a TV show for a long time and you want to project a new kind of image?
Yeah, because each celebrity or client, whatever actress that I work with or actor, has a different style, has a different look, everybody has a different way of being presented. There's organizing photo shoots, there's going to magazines and pitching the client to a magazine, there's walking them through a line at a premiere to get them electronic press.
What's electronic press?
Electronic press is basically, the camera crews, you guys. You guys standing in a line and you're walking your client up and introducing them to the press, and they do their interviews before they go into a movie. And getting paparazzi, which are the photographers that are standing out front. You make sure that your client is, gets out there. And if they don't know them, it's always nice to go up and give them a little card and say, so-and-so is on her way, and so-and-so is on her way. So when they come up, they say, oh, hello, it's so-and-so.
So who do you represent here? Your company is called Sutton Saltzman.
Yes, it is. And I represent Mr. Bill Bellamy of MTV fame, and a very talented comedian as well, who is definitely on his way to being a huge star. Mr. Martin Lawrence, who is huge on his Martin fame and also is a very down-to-earth, great person that a lot of people don't know about. And he, from buffing floors at a Kmart in Maryland to running Hollywood, basically, his respect is definitely coming to him soon. And Kelly Williams, who stars on Family Matters. She's been on the show about, 6 seasons now. She was 12 years old when she started. Now she's a young woman and coming into her own right.
So is that an interesting transition for a publicist to, you really want to have her presented as a woman now? Mm-hmm. So you specifically are doing
Definitely. You shoot
adult.
for sophisticated magazines for her. You present her as a young woman rather than a child. Rather than going to a teen beat, I'm going to a Allure or a sophisticated woman's magazine for her now.
So you get your clients different magazine covers, and I think you have a good example to show us there.
Try to get the magazine covers, let's say that. For instance, this is an interesting one because Martin and Will were not available on the same day, and we were desperately trying to get this shoot done for Bad Boys, and just because they're so busy, we couldn't do it, so the photographer decided that he would superimpose Martin into all of the shots that Will did. So this cover is actually 2 different days of shooting, and they just put it together, and we fooled everybody.
It looks so great.
So it looks like they were together.
Do you have a lot of fun? Is publicity just a great job?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but then there's also days where I want to pull my hair out or I want to jump out this window, but I don't think it's a far enough fall. I may just break a leg, and I don't want to, I have to gimp in here. But besides, it's a fun job, and there's ups and downs. I mean, there's definitely times where you believe in a client and you make a phone call and you get a no, and you don't understand why. And you have to go to your client and be honest and say they said no. And you don't always have a reason, for that no, but those are the hard days. There's also those days where you get a cover and you say, you know what, I worked my butt off today and it paid off, and it feels good.
I started playing the fiddle when I was 9.
Okay, so how old are you now?
20. to New York because I was actually playing for a square dance in Cape Breton, and someone who was a director down in New York, a lady by the name of Joanne Acolytis, she was producing a play and she was at a square dance that I was at. So she called me and I went down, and then I ended up being there for 6 months, and from that I took a whole pile of, I suppose, different musical insights and stuff, listened to a lot of dance music and hung out in the clubs there, and had a lot of fun as a 17-year-old in New York coming from Cape Breton.
Carnegie Hall.
Well, I don't know. The funniest thing, or the best thing that's in my mind that happened from my New York stuff was actually about Edie Brickell, Paul Simon's wife. And we're sitting in her living room, and of course, I knew her album, What I Am, but I didn't know any of his music or anything because I hadn't ever listened to pop music, really. So I'm sitting there, and we're singing I Love You, You Love Me from the Barney theme together with myself and Paul Simon and Edie Brickell. And I'm sitting there saying, wait now, I'm from Craignish. This shouldn't be happening. This is pretty bizarre.
Where's your favorite place that you've played? You've played so many different venues.
I had one show that was a really great show that was at a high school, or it was sort of a junior high school, and there was elementary students there too, which I didn't know. And the show got pretty out of hand. It was in New Brunswick. It was in the morning, and I went in and I told the students, listen, don't bother listening to your teachers. You're here for a concert, and if you want to get up and dance, go ahead, because you're supposed to have fun at this. So they took it full at heart, and it got pretty crazy, and they sort of stormed the stage, and there was an orchestra pit in which I was scared people were going to fall into. So the concert got shut off in the end, but that was, I think, probably the funnest.
Do you still step dance?
Do I still step dance? I step dance a lot.
Okay, can you show me something?
Okay. We'll do a tap with our left foot, kick out with our right, kick back, tap, tap, tap. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then just alternate.
Oh. I see a lot of good things happening, and I'm really proud of you because you're from Nova Scotia too. And
well, we're from Halifax.
We're from Halifax.
Well, I'm from Cape Breton. You're from Halifax.
That's true, but it's the same area.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see it here. We're going to be really, really big someday, and
well,
we're big
I don't know
now,
how much
but
taller you're going to get, but.
Up next, Justine Priestley cooks gourmet with the chef at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and later...
You're watching the Metro Cafe with Benita Ha.
Kitchen of the Polo Grill, and I'm here with executive chef Frank Grain, who's going to be preparing a meal for me. What are you making me, Frank?
Veal chop with a ragu of mushrooms, fresh chanterelles, pomegranates, and mozzarella.
Wonderful.
Okay, so this is the veal chop surrounded by leek. I blanched it a little bit in the water. We pan fry it under very low heat.
When you do that with the oil, does the hot oil going on the top start to keep the top as well?
It keeps it juicy, and also the heat comes also on the top, but mostly because you keep it very juicy. We're going to do the ragu now.
Okay. The ragu is the sauce with all the vegetables and the pomegranates.
Right.
All that. Right.
That we serve on top, yes.
Right.
Here we go with some chanterelles, the onions. Yeah, okay, you can go with broccoli. We pan fry it very fast very fast, so it takes the consistency and the aroma and the taste of it.
Right.
Like we sear it very fast. A little bit couscous, and here is a ragu of shallots and beetroots, just reduced in red wine. We have this as a garnish. To make the sauce, we use just a little bit of the oil, a little bit sparkling wine, put the couscous in the ring, a bit of the beetroot, then I go with a little bit cream, put it on a salamander.
That would be broiler to anyone else. Salamander equals broiler.
Okay, and then you can go with pomegranate and with
Pomegranate
mozzarella.
seeds. Very interesting, exotic ingredient. And mozzarella?
Yes. Okay. So I go with meat cutlet.
Ooh.
Let the mozzarella melt a little bit. Some herbs on top here. Just nature is the best. Then I go with the sauce. That's it.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit, good appetit.
How do you say it in German?
Good appetit.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, that's easy.
That's it, man.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you very much.
Looks wonderful.
Thanks.
Here we are for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Now I get to sample this gourmet creation. That is so good.
So how would a layman know the difference between a blended whiskey and a single malt?
Well, that's a very good question. I think that one of the things about blended Scotch whisky is that it's possibly considered to be slightly easier to drink than certain single malt Scotch whiskies. Single malt Scotch whiskies tend to be very much their own individual and have their own characteristics, some far stronger than others, because there are very many different regions involved in single malt Scotch whisky, whereas blended Scotch whisky is something that is created by using grain whisky and malt whisky and blending them together, marrying them together to produce the softer Scotch whisky that one can produce. You hear a lot of things said about Scotch whisky and the way you should drink it and the way maybe you shouldn't drink it. I personally believe you drink Scotch whisky the way that you enjoy to drink Scotch whisky. With single malt whisky, to put 2 or 3 drops of water into the single malt opens it up. It releases the esters, releases the flavors and the aromas. And after all, that's what we hope you're drinking it for. To produce good single malt whisky, you must have good quality water, good quality barley, and a controlled quantity of peat, which will be used in the drying of the malted barley. Not only does that affect the flavor of the whiskey, but also the size of the still, the shape of the still. We believe that taller stills produce lighter spirit. Shorter stills produce slightly heavier spirit. The region is very much a part of producing a different flavor, whether it be a Speyside region, a Campbelltown, an Islay, or maybe an Orkney whiskey such as Highland Park. The age statement of 12 years makes a very clear statement as to the age of the youngest whiskey used in the bottling. In Scotland, we are only permitted to use oak casks in the maturation period. And the reason for that is these casks breathe. The oak, whether it be American oak or Spanish oak, the casks breathe. And in fact, during maturation, we lose 2% per annum from every cask maturing in Scotland.
Really?
And it's called the Angel Share. So our angels in Scotland are very happy. Scotch is an acquired taste.
Yes.
But if I could only ask people to persevere and to keep trying and experimenting with different scotches, whether they be blended or single malt. But I think once you become a friend of Scotch whisky, it's a drink you'll stick with for the rest of your life.
Hi, we're here with the Barenaked Ladies, two of them anyway, in the media tent.
The dry tent.
The dry tent. So, I remember meeting you. Do you remember meeting me?
I do.
You do? Where did we meet?
We met in Halifax about like 3 or 4 years ago at a vegetarian restaurant called Satisfaction Feast.
And I have this right here. Satisfaction Feast. For all of those of you in Halifax.
What is this, Halifax Today? What's going on here? Doing an interview or talking about Halifax?
A lot of your music is based on reality, right? Right.
And that's because reality bites, Mr. Stiller. Benita, who would have thought they'd need you?
Back here, where we need you. And we tease you a lot, you know, but we got you on the spot.
Benita Applebaum.
Welcome back.
This guy can rap. I heard him rap earlier. You rap for us, Tyler?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
We're fortunate enough to like each other, you know, and it's a pretty cool time. See, and we make out and stuff. You know, I miss my wife. I miss my wife, but Tyler's quick to sub in. I've been married over a year now.
Yeah, do you find it really tough?
Got a little bambino on the way.
Oh,
so thanks. Yeah, it's great.
It's mine, though.
How do you feel about videos?
Videos are frustrating sometimes because you want to make great videos, but you don't have a lot of time to do them. And the people who are making really cool videos are really expensive to use, you know?
When you see yourself on TV, it's like, wow, is that me? I look stupid. My head's giant. Wow, I do have a giant head, but you know, when you see it on TV, apparently TV makes everything 10 times bigger, so that means my mouth is 10 times bigger on TV, and my head is 10 times bigger on TV.
Why are your eyes so blue? Like, everyone. They're contacts.
They're glass eyes.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I'll take one out for you. No, they're my mom's. I got them from my mom.
Oh, really?
My mom's got really blue eyes.
Yeah.
Mine are blue too. See, mine are really, really blue.
We're lucky to have really cool fans all over North America, so doing shows everywhere is fun.
Showboat is a timeless musical that still has the power to thrill audiences 66 years after its Broadway premiere. We caught up with 3 members of the cast of Showboat, and they shared their thoughts about this landmark musical that changed the course of musical theater history.
It's a huge musical. There are 30-piece orchestra. There's over 70 people on the stage. It's Captain Andy motors the show. He keeps things moving. You know, he does the dynamics of the play, and he's occasionally funny. I hope, God willing, he's funny.
We'll try to make your evening bright, and if you come around tonight, tomorrow night you'll come around for more.
In addition to Grizzard, Showboat features an ensemble cast of over 70 actors, 30 musicians, and about 70 other stage crew and wardrobe personnel, making this Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein classic one of the most elaborate epic stage productions ever. The Showboat story spans a 40-year period, moving from the post-Reconstruction Deep South in the 1880s to industrialized Chicago, all the way through the Jazz Age and the Roaring 20s. One of the most interesting characters in Showboat is that played by veteran and Academy Award-winning actress Cloris Leachman, who gives a stellar performance as Captain Andy's feisty and shrewdful wife, Parthy. What goes through your head when you're on that stage and it's in a packed-out theater and everybody's just waiting for you to perform?
God, where am I going to have dinner tonight? Ooh. I'm going to show you something. Listen to this. Dear Mrs. Hawks, I know Captain Andy don't like me.
I'm never nervous or scared. I worked with Katharine Hepburn in As You Like It on Broadway for a year. Every single night she'd go out in the balcony and froke. She was just, terrified. But she had a much bigger expectation. She must have just the gap between what they were expecting, what she felt she could deliver. But I'm just this little squiggle, little Cloris Leachman from 5017 Hubble Avenue, Des Moines, Iowa.
Steve ever found out about you selling me that brooch? It's just about me, you.
What is it like to be a part of such a magnificent stage performance, night after night?
It's pretty awesome because it's so big. I mean, we have 73 actors on the stage. All these people working behind the scenes, costumes, lights, set pieces, and music and acting and storyline. It is an awesome experience.
I'll give you your chance, gal.
Show me that stream called a river.
There's been some controversy about Showboat. Basically, dealt with some racial issues. The piece was written in the 20s. What are your thoughts on that?
I can understand their concern because we are in 1995 and you don't want to have to think about slavery. But this Showboat is about family, it's about strength, it's about courage. So I encourage the African American. It's important for the youth to come see this and understand what their ancestors had to go through.
Winner of 5 Tony Awards, Showboat is definitely a magnificent masterpiece worth seeing. Next week on Metro Cafe, we go on the set of the made-for-TV movie Halfback of Notre Dame. From the TV drama Chicago Hope, actor Robin Lively tells us about her upcoming new role. We take you on a tour to one of the newest and hippest hotels in Vancouver. He pedals his way to Metro Cafe, singer Matthew Sweet shows us his wheels. Also next week, Benita Ha takes you inside the Blues Travelers tour bus for a one-on-one chat, and flamenco dancer Esmeralda Enrique shows us her sultry moves.